Welcome to another deep dive with us. We're going to be looking at Denis Oliver Kropp. You might not recognize the name right off the bat, but I guarantee you've encountered his work before.
Definitely.
So we're going to unpack his resume today.
Okay.
It kind of reads like a history of the tech industry, like for real.
It really does.
We're going from like embedded systems to AI.
Yeah.
We're going all over the place.
All over the place. It's really something.
Yeah, and what really caught my eye was this project called DirectFB.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it sounds
very technical.
super technical, right?
Yeah.
But it's the backbone behind like so many devices that we use every day.
I know. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, and thankfully, like we've got our resident tech expert here
Right here.
to help us break this all down. So
Yeah, happy to do it. I think my background in analyzing careers, especially in rapidly changing fields like tech, has really prepared me to kind of tease out all of the gems hidden in a resume like this.
yeah, and you're good at explaining things
No, I try.
in a way that like even I can understand. So
I
that's good.
appreciate that.
Okay, let's rewind to the beginning. So Dennis starts his journey at APL Software. He's focusing on databases and connectivity.
All right.
Pretty standard early career type stuff. But then he co-authors a C++ programming book.
Right.
I mean, that's
Not your typical side hustle.
not your typical side hustle.
No. I mean, it definitely speaks to his really deep understanding of systems, even at that early stage, which is really interesting. But what's even more interesting to me is that it reveals a knack for communication and teaching, which we see pop up again and again throughout his career.
I was going to say it's like foreshadowing.
It is, totally.
His later open source contributions where like
Yeah,
sharing
great.
knowledge is so crucial to
He's
that.
so here.
And speaking of taking initiative, he co-founds Hunt, Kropp, Polum GBR.
Wow, what a mouthful.
I know, right? So this company's focused on internet services and Linux support. Talk about an early, like, entrepreneurial spirit.
Absolutely. It shows a willingness to not just understand the technology, but to build something with it, like to actually solve real world problems.
Yeah. Then he jumps into the world of interactive television at Convergence.
Right.
He's working on the multimedia home platform in the late 90s, early 2000s. I mean, this is before smart TVs were even a thing.
This is before smart TVs were even a glimmer in someone's eye.
Right.
Dennis was truly at the forefront of this whole revolution, figuring out how to make television more interactive and engaging. It's really amazing. And this experience is going to lay the groundwork for his most well-known contribution, DirectFB.
Okay, so let's get into that. So DirectFB,
Yeah,
again, it sounds intimidatingly technical.
it does.
Can you explain it in a way that, like, even I can understand?
Okay, so think of it like this. Remember DirectX? That software that made all those awesome graphics in Windows games possible. Well, DirectFB is basically DirectX for embedded systems. You know, the tiny computers inside everyday devices like TVs, set-top boxes, even mobile phones.
So it's the engine behind the visuals, like on
Yeah.
all these devices,
Yeah,
is what makes the screens, light up and
respond to our commands.
do their thing to
sound.
respond to us.
Yep. And its impact was massive. Companies like Philips, Palm, Toshiba, they all adopted DirectFB. We're talking about the software that powered the visual experience on a huge scale.
So he basically helped to shape, like,
He did.
how we interact with the screens around us.
That's exactly right. It's a testament to his vision and his ability to build foundational technologies that have a ripple effect across multiple industries.
It's like he anticipated this whole world of screens before it was like the norm that it is today.
Totally.
And it's not just about creating the technology, but he was out there like presenting it at conferences,
Right.
explaining its potential, getting people excited about it.
Yeah. Right. He wasn't just a brilliant programmer. He was also a very vocal advocate for DirectFB. He really shaped the conversation around this technology. And that's a crucial skill for any innovator, the ability to clearly communicate the value of their work.
I'm starting to notice a pattern here. So deep technical skills combined with a talent for sharing knowledge
Yes.
and inspiring others.
Exactly.
And his resume just keeps getting more impressive. I mean, look at this. He developed a whole network solution for Philips TVs.
Okay.
Including like remote control functionality, application control, even like device discovery on a local network.
Wow.
He was basically laying the groundwork for the smart TVs that we have today.
He was. And it's a perfect example of how he takes a core technology like DirectFB, and then he applies it to solve real-world problems, creating these innovative solutions for this, rapidly changing landscape of consumer electronics.
And then there's the Palm Folio, remember that?
Oh, I remember the Folio.
That early attempt at like a smartphone laptop hybrid.
Yeah, that was ahead of its time.
He was working on graphics drivers, application management, even software-based scaling for the photo viewer. It's like optimizing performance across the board.
It really is. And his work on the Folio demonstrates a key skill that's so essential in the tech industry: adaptability. He took his expertise in DirectFB and he applied it to this brand new device, showcasing his ability to really seamlessly transition between different technical environments.
Okay, so he's built this incredible technology. He's shared his knowledge with the world. He's tackled real-world implementation challenges.
Right.
What's next?
Well, this is where Denis's entrepreneurial spirit really takes center stage. He establishes his own company, DirectFB Integrated Media GmbH, to focus specifically on DirectFB-related projects.
He took this groundbreaking technology and built a business around it. That's taking initiative to a whole other level.
It is, and it's a natural progression for someone with his skill set and his drive. He's created this revolutionary technology, and now he's setting out to build a company to further its potential, leading a team, securing clients, really pushing the boundaries of what DirectFB can achieve.
But, as we know, the startup world can be a roller coaster.
It can be a wild ride.
Despite his best efforts, the company ultimately faces insolvency. And it's a reminder that even with brilliant ideas and technical prowess, the business side of things can be just as challenging.
Oh, absolutely. Denis's experience with DirectFB Integrated Media GmbH, it's such a valuable lesson in the complexities of running a tech startup. It really highlights the importance of not just having a great product, but also aligning it with the market demand, securing enough funding, and making strategic decisions that can really help you weather those inevitable storms.
It's a story that I think resonates with a lot of entrepreneurs.
Oh, for sure.
The highs of innovation and the lows of the setbacks.
It comes with the territory.
But what's remarkable is that Denis doesn't let this deter him.
I know. It's pretty incredible.
He picks himself up and he dives headfirst into
the future.
This is where things get really futuristic.
This is where we enter the realm of AI, bioinformatics, high-level processor design, projects with names like MPEG-G and programming the subconscious start popping up on his resume. It's like he's stepping into the world of science fiction.
Programming the subconscious.
I know, right?
That sounds incredible. Like, what's he even working on there?
Details are pretty limited, but it seems like Denis is exploring this intersection of neuroscience, cognitive science, and computer science.
Yeah.
Like, he's looking at how we can use technology to interact with and potentially influence the subconscious mind.
Wow.
It's a very fascinating area of research.
Makes you think about the implications, for sure.
Yeah.
But let's back up for a second. You mentioned MPEG-G.
Right.
What's that all about?
So MPEG-G stands for Genomic Information Representation, and it's basically a standard for compressing, storing, and transmitting genomic data. Think about the massive amount of information contained within our DNA. MPEG-G is all about finding efficient ways to manage all of that data.
So Denis is applying his software expertise to the world of genetics.
Exactly. And he's not stopping at compression and transmission. He's exploring things like genetic programming, genotyping, even developing new models and types within the field of bioinformatics.
So he's not just like dipping his toe in the water. He's going all in.
He's diving deep.
He's diving deep.
As we like to say.
Exactly. Very on brand. It's a clear indication of how his career has evolved, right? He's taken this deep understanding of systems and software and applied it to completely new domains, like constantly seeking out challenges and pushing the boundaries of his knowledge.
It's like he's constantly looking for new frontiers to explore.
Yeah. And even after all that, he ends up at WeTech Berlin GmbH, focusing on web development and documentation. It's a testament to his versatility, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. Denis's journey through the tech world is a true testament to the power of continuous learning, adaptation, and a willingness to embrace new challenges. It's inspiring for anybody in the field, really.
It really is. But before we wrap up this part of our deep dive into Denis Oliver Kropp's fascinating career, I have one burning question.
I'm all ears. What is it?
So what strikes me about Denis's career is that, it reflects this broader trend in the tech industry as a whole.
Yeah.
Right? It's like these once distinct fields, we're talking software engineering, AI, bioinformatics, even neuroscience, they're starting to intersect and influence each other. It's like the lines are blurring.
You're absolutely right. And that convergence, I think, is a defining characteristic of the tech landscape today. And, Denis's career is like a roadmap of that evolution. He goes from the depths of system software to the, frontiers of human consciousness.
So for someone starting their career in tech now, what does that even mean?
Right.
Is it better to specialize, or do you need this wide-ranging knowledge?
That's the million-dollar question. It's kind of like a balancing act. Having that deep expertise in a particular area is still incredibly valuable.
Right.
But that ability to connect the dots between different domains to see how they interact and influence each other, that's becoming increasingly important.
And Denis is a perfect example.
He is.
He's got this profound expertise in graphic systems, but then he's able to apply that knowledge to these totally different fields like AI.
Bioinformatics, informatics.
Exactly. It's about having a strong foundation, but also being adaptable, being curious, being willing to learn new things. Denis is clearly not afraid to step outside of his comfort zone and tackle those unfamiliar challenges, right?
Right.
And that's where true innovation happens, at the intersection of different disciplines.
And let's not forget about those soft skills we were talking about before.
Yeah.
Communication and teaching.
For sure.
Think about his early work on that C++ book, his presentations at conferences.
Right.
That ability to explain complex ideas clearly, that is crucial. It's huge.
In a collaborative field like tech.
Absolutely. It's not enough to just be brilliant, in your own head. You have to be able to articulate those ideas, share your knowledge, and work effectively with other people. And Denis demonstrates all of those skills throughout his entire career.
Okay, so if we zoom out and look at Denis's career as a whole, what are the key takeaways? What lessons can we pull from this experience, especially for those who are navigating their own careers in tech?
Okay, well, the first takeaway, it's loud and clear. Continuous learning and adaptability, those are non-negotiable. The tech landscape, as we know, is in constant flux, right? So the ability to keep pace with those changes is just essential for success.
That's the never-ending education.
It is.
You got to be a perpetual student, right?
I do.
Constantly updating your skills, exploring new technologies, even reinventing yourself from time to time.
Exactly. And Denis's journey, it also highlights the value of both specialization and breadth of knowledge. And it's not an either situation. Having that deep expertise in a particular domain gives you that solid foundation, but being able to see how that domain connects to other domains, that allows you to innovate and solve problems in really unexpected ways.
It's the difference between a specialist and a generalist, right?
Yeah.
You need both of those.
You need both
types of thinkers.
You do.
In the tech world.
100%.
And Denis embodies
the best of both worlds.
The best of both, yeah.
Exactly.
And we can't overlook his entrepreneurial spirit.
Oh, for sure.
He wasn't content with just working within the existing structures.
Right.
He had this drive to create, to build something new.
To make his mark.
To make his own mark, exactly. And while his company ultimately, faced challenges, the experience itself is still incredibly valuable. It teaches resilience,
Adaptability. That's right.
And the importance of learning from both the successes and the failures.
Absolutely. Failure is just inevitable, especially in the startup world and in the world of innovation. But it's not about avoiding failure. It's about learning from those setbacks, adapting your approach, and moving forward with even more determination.
So what does all of this mean for our listeners?
Yeah.
How can we apply Denis's experience to our own lives, whether we're in tech or just fascinated by the constantly changing landscape of this industry?
Well, I think Denis's story offers a pretty powerful message. Embrace that lifelong learning, cultivate your curiosity, be adaptable, and don't be afraid to step outside of that comfort zone, right? Develop both specialized knowledge and a broad understanding of the tech ecosystem as a whole. And most importantly, don't let the fear of failure hold you back from pursuing your goals.
It's inspiring to see how one person can have such a profound impact on so many different areas of technology. We go from foundational graphic systems to cutting-edge AI research. Denis's career really is a testament to the power of curiosity, innovation, and a willingness to embrace the unknown.
And we can't forget about the importance of open source contributions, right? Denis's work on DirectFB, it made such a significant impact on the embedded systems world. It literally shaped how we interact with countless devices. That open source ethos of collaboration and knowledge sharing, It's a driving force behind so much of the technological progress that we see today.
There's a reminder that we're all part of this like larger community.
We are.
Right? We're building on each other's work, pushing those boundaries of what's possible. So as we wrap up this part of our deep dive into the fascinating career of Denis Oliver Kropp,
Yeah.
I'm left with one final thought-provoking question.
I'm intrigued. What is it?
Given his like diverse experiences, his ventures into these like seemingly unrelated fields, and this unwavering pursuit of new knowledge, like what might Denis's unique career path suggest about the future of software development itself?
That's a fantastic question. It's like he's a forerunner, a harbinger of where the field is headed. The boundaries between software, hardware, biology, even consciousness itself, they're all becoming increasingly blurred.
Exactly. So does this suggest that software development, is it becoming less about just writing code and more about like understanding complex systems,
Absolutely.
adapting to these new paradigms,
Yeah.
and even like venturing into realms that we once considered science fiction?
It's a very tantalizing possibility. Perhaps Denis's career offers us a glimpse into a future where the very definition of software engineer, it expands to encompass this much broader set of skills, knowledge, and even philosophical considerations.
It's both exciting and a little bit daunting to think that, isn't it?
Absolutely. And with that in mind, let's leave our listeners with some food for thought.
If you're listening, like Denis's journey with DirectFB has, piqued your interest, I highly recommend checking it out.
Oh, yeah.
There's tons of info available online. And who knows, maybe you'll be inspired to like contribute to this open source project that continues to have such a big impact on, the devices that we use every single day.
And for those of you who are like really captivated by the potential of AI and bioinformatics,
Yeah,
those are definitely some fields worth, diving into.
for sure.
There are so many resources available, online courses, research papers. There are these vibrant communities of people who are out there pushing the boundaries of what's possible. Like, it really is a great time to get involved and explore these areas.
Yeah, it is. It's amazing to think about how like the world of technology is constantly evolving, right?
Yeah.
It offers these endless opportunities to, explore, learn, innovate. And Denis Oliver Kropp's career really embodies that spirit of continuous learning and pushing into the unknown.
He's a fantastic example of what you can achieve when you combine technical expertise with insatiable curiosity and, that willingness to embrace new challenges, right?
So as you go about your day to day, think about the connections between these different fields, right? How software is shaping not just our digital experiences, but also our understanding of the world around us, even the nature of our own minds.
It really is an exciting time to be involved in technology. I mean, who knows what incredible breakthroughs are just around the corner, right?
That's true.
Maybe one of our listeners will be the next Denis Oliver Kropp,
Yeah.
forging their own unique path through this ever-evolving world of tech.
I love that. That's a great thought to end on. So until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep.